Can you hear me now? Sorry about that. I had my mic muted. So let me start over. Thanks so much for letting me know there, Tam. Yeah, sorry about that. My brain clearly is still not all here. So I've been sick. I'm feeling better. That's the gist of it. So that's the good news. I'm on the up and up. Things are looking good. Ready to get back into writing. Hope you guys are too. Thanks. Sorry about that, Tim. And I appreciate you guys' patience with me as I've been working through the hurdles of live streaming. It's a really surprisingly different process than just a regular Zoom webinar. So it's been kind of fun to kind of go through the challenges and see what unexpected things I run into. But yeah, definitely a challenge there. Anyway, really excited to jump into this today. Hopefully we can spend about another 20 to 30 minutes writing together. And as I was saying, I haven't been able to work any more than I was able to yesterday, and being sick and family and everything else. Oh man, it's tough. But really, I'm still looking pretty good. I'm looking at 1,695 words per day till the end of November, right? And that allows me also to write on the 30th as well. Okay. So still, I'm only realistically, I'm really not that far behind. And so while I haven't met that 667 words each day, I'm looking pretty good. And hopefully you are too. Wherever you're at, hopefully you're feeling pretty good about what you have coming ahead. Although if we keep this trend going, right, it's going to get worse and worse and worse and worse if I'm only doing like 800, 900 words a day. So hopefully today we can do a little bit better. And I'm hoping sometime next week we can do maybe 1 or 2 sessions once I really am starting to feel back to it. Start feeling a lot better. Yeah, and so also stay tuned to we'll be what do you call it? As far as future sessions, there may be some time changes coming forward, particularly on the week of the 13th. I have webinars all that week. Really excited about those. I'll be sending out announcements and things for that here shortly. So stay tuned for that. If you're on my email list, watch out for that email. It'll be coming probably on Monday. Okay, so watch out for that. And so one of those webinars happens to go against one of these events. It's going to be like right in the middle of it. So we're going to push that one, that writing session probably to like 3 o'clock or thereabout. I'll let you know when we get closer to that. And for tomorrow, for sure, I'll let you know for sure. I'm still not exactly sure what games my son will be playing soccer tomorrow. I have to find out. But I'll be posting that live stream in the new updated time for Saturday here shortly. I wish I'd had something ready for you right now, but the tournament is a whole thing anyway. It's hard to say whether he'll be playing the games or not, when he'll be home. Yeah, so it's just gonna be kind of fun to see what writing, how it happens. That's just how life is. Sometimes things just don't go to plan, right? Anyway, those of us who are here, I'd love to hear from you in the chat. I see Tam is there. And let me know how you're doing in NaNoWriMo so far. How are you guys feeling? Are you making some good progress? Just love to just drop a line in the chat real quick, and then once I've heard from you guys, hopefully we can get started. And I'll set my timer here, and we'll get writing. Hopefully. I know it's a bit delayed too. Everything I say, I have the latency set so that it's what do you call it? It's low latency, but not ultra low. So it's not quite the same when we're on Zoom where I can talk and you guys get it almost immediately. But if you're here and you'd like to drop me a line in the chat, I'd love to hear from you and hear how you're doing in NaNoWriMo. If you've been writing, if not, that's cool too. I'm just glad you're here. So Tam says, so far I'm under my goal, but I've been writing and have a bit more work to do in my outline. Okay, yeah, I totally get that. That's okay. And I'm glad you're here, Tam, because really that's what it's about, just showing up, doing the work. And some days you're not gonna make it. Sometimes life happens and we can't do it, right? It just happens, And but hopefully you're scheduling out that time. Hopefully these little live events will help you guys stick to it, at least get some writing done every day. That's really my goal. With NaNoWriMo in particular, of course, I want to hit that 50,000 word goal, but if we wrote every single day for 30 days and ended up with like 20,000, 15,000, I don't care, even 8,000 words, small to a large amount, to me, that is a huge win because that's time writing we wouldn't have normally spent, right? That's words that wouldn't have normally gotten written. So there we go. Awesome. I would encourage you, Tam, don't focus too much on the outline. I mean, do. I mean, it's helpful to have a good outline. But I'm in the same boat as you. Like, I haven't really done much outlining, and I've been really tempted to just like, hey, I should just stop writing and just do the outline. And probably will here. To be honest, I probably will spend some time outlining. But right now, I would highly encourage you to just write. Just spend this next 20 minutes and just get writing done, and then look at it. If it's great, if it's not, whatever. Take it or leave it, and then spend the time outside of this doing some outlining. That's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to actually just go ahead and write this. Since I'm feeling better, I'm hoping that this evening or tomorrow morning before we meet in the afternoon, I'll be able to spend some time outlining. And yeah. So you're super happy. You were super happy with your story, so that's a plus. That is a plus. That is good. I wish I could say the same thing. I've been looking at my story. I've been pantsing this novel. Here, I'll show it to you. You guys, I've been pantsing this novel so far, and I had a general idea of what I want to do. You can see even here I have a, I think it's a premise. Yeah, I have my premise kind of worked out. There's some stuff I haven't quite figured out, like the X and the All is lost. There are moments I haven't quite figured out. But I kind of have the idea of what's going on here, but I haven't really been happy with what I've been doing with it so far. But I really have been focusing on putting aside that external editor and just saying, you know what? I know it's bad. It's okay that it's bad. I mean, ideally, other than you guys, you're the only ones who are actually going to see it in this state. Even you're probably not even be able to read it because I'm moving around so much, and so it's okay. It's okay if it's bad. I'm glad to hear that, Tam, that yours is really good. That you're happy with your story. That is a good thing, a good feeling. I'm not there yet. I'm getting there. Hopefully I'll get there. I think there's a moment for everyone when you're working on your book. You're like, wow, this is just good. It always helps me just to ask myself what happens next. That's good. That is a good one. If you're feeling blocked or don't know what to do, that's sometimes I feel that way, where it's like I don't know what the next step is. You just ask yourself what happens next, and then I usually come up with a list of ideas, and I just choose I like that one, and then just go for it. So thank you so much for that. I really appreciate that. Okay, well, let's see if I have any housekeeping to do real quick before we get rolling here. I don't think so. I think most of it we did before. I'll probably spend a little bit of time. I'll probably read through my premise sentence, and if anything pops up, maybe I might add in those missing pieces there that I have if I think of it at this moment. That's one thing I like to do. I'll probably even go through for a minute or two after we start and just kind of read through what I wrote yesterday, just to give me an idea of what I might be working on and see if it kind of sparks some ideas and things like that. Another thing too, yesterday I don't know if I know I mentioned the music, so I'll probably turn on some music. You guys unfortunately won't be able to hear it because of copyright and all that stuff, so I'll have to turn it off. But yeah, I'd highly encourage you to get some music that works for you, whatever you're writing. Like I said, usually it just kind of gets me started, and especially if I'm feeling like not up to writing that day, it just gets me going. And after a while, my brain just kind of tunes it out. I think, and it just becomes noise. But hey, if it gets you started, it gets you started. Okay. Well, I think we're going to go ahead and get started here. I'm going to turn that off for a second. Hopefully, I'll have some more stuff to show you because there are some things I want to be doing as I'm writing this first draft. Things that we can do in Scrivener to make the editing and the revision process a lot easier. And if we set it up in the beginning, by the time we get to the end of the novel, it's actually a lot easier, right, to go through what we've written and figure those things out. My brain is not yet ready to do those things, so bear with me. But hopefully sometime next week we'll get into that stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and set the timer. We've got 20 minutes, okay? And at some point I will, the camera's here, right? At some point I will probably set up a digital timer that we can all see on the live stream. But once again, it's going to take me a minute to figure out how to do that stuff. Every day I'm like, I'm going to do a little bit more today, and then life happens. Okay. Well, let's get rolling. I'm going to start the timer, and then let's get off. Oh, and real quick, Tammy says, I like Pandora for my background music. That's good. That's good. Pandora is good. Spotify, any of those ones that you can just kind of click play and it just like starts playing. I will say that Apple Music is not my favorite for that. Every time I do the Apple Music station, even when I choose a specific one, it rarely continues playing things that I actually really like. I ended up canceling it and just going to choose a playlist. But Spotify, I've seen is pretty good. It's been a while since I used Pandora, so if Pandora is good too, that's great. Glad to hear that. That's a good one too. Okay, well, let's go ahead and start. We're off. Woohoo! Whoops. Off we go. We have about 4 minutes left, in case you're wondering. Ooh. Moving right along. About 1 minute left. Okay, there we go. That's 20 minutes. I'll set a timer for 5 minutes here, just to kind of wrap things up. Yeah, so it seems like each day I'm not doing as well. Let me show you where I'm at. I did about not quite 600 words. So I think yesterday I did about 800 some odd words, and today I'm about 600 words. So I've gotten worse and worse each day in terms of how many words I'm writing in a minute, and I think that's in part because I'm not very clear on my direction. I'm not much of a pantser when it comes to like structure. I really need that structure, but in this case, I don't have it. So, and so that's kind of slowing me down a bit. I have a general idea here, and I've kind of been writing this same this scene here. So it's kind of the same thing. And this scene is basically almost over. So it's a bit more. Let's see here. We have here. This is about 990 words. This one's about 660. And so I'm probably not going to mess with these anymore. I'm probably just going to outline a little bit beyond this point before we meet next time, or maybe when we meet next time. It just depends on what time I have, and see if I can figure that out. Because yeah, it's one of those things where I'm not real happy with it. But hey, we're at least we're getting the writing done. We're getting some writing done, and we're moving in the right direction. Tam, how did you do? I'd love to hear from you and see how far you made it. And if there's anyone else here, let me know how much writing you got done. So Tam, you only got 300 words, but I have time blocked for after dinner too. That's good. That's really good. Smart. So make sure you get that time and get those other words done. Get that time scheduled to get the writing done. Really, honestly, this has been my main time scheduled to write every day this month. And I'm hoping, like I said, we can do more. I'm going to show you what it looks like. Let's say I'm going to assume that I'm not going to write any more today, although I might. I'm going to go ahead and reset this, and we'll see if I don't write any more today, what it's going to look like. So I'm going to be at 1,674 words. That's actually better, right? Today, right? That's today. If I wrote today, 1,674 words. It's going to go up tomorrow, right? Because I probably won't write any more today. But if I happen to write more today, I can kind of keep that pretty consistent. I'm thinking if I can keep it about 1,650 or so words per day, it should be good. But so far, looking good. I mean, I'm at 3,110 words out of 50,000 words. That's pretty good. That's not bad. So we got some time going on there. We're doing good here. Anyway, yeah, my live stream thing is telling me, hey, it's giving me a suggestion. I'm like, I don't have time to figure out what that suggestion is. I'm gonna take a picture of it so I can figure that out later. Boom. So I've got that there. Well, thank you so much for coming today, guys. This was a lot of fun. As always, we're keeping it really simple, really straight to the point, just getting the writing done and kind of moving on with our day. So let's talk about tomorrow. I'm going to look at my calendar real quick and see what it's looking like for me. I think my son said he has games all the way up till like 4 o'clock. So it's very unlikely I'll be able to do the live stream tomorrow at 4. I'm guessing what we'll have to do is move tomorrow's live stream to 3 o'clock. And then Sunday, we actually might move that one to 1 o'clock. Typically, I don't do anything work-related at all on Sundays. But since this is a special case, I got to move some things around. So probably 1 o'clock on Sundays is probably what we'll end up doing. That's Central Time, just so if you're wondering. And I will post those. I'll get those uploaded so you guys can see those when those are going to be. Yep. So let's plan for 4 o'clock tomorrow and 1 o'clock on Sunday. That's Central Time again, and I'll get those posted. So thank you so much for coming. Glad you guys could join me. I know we're just few in number right now, but hopefully we'll get more joining us and having a lot of fun and getting this going. Regardless of whatever happens, I'm really looking forward to just getting this month done and having a blast while doing it. Remember, enjoy the journey. Okay, so signing off. I'll see you guys tomorrow.